Hello, I'm the PS3 welcome back to the video. So one of the side effects of the console version of Minecraft having specifically developed skin packs is that these skins can have very different rules to skins on the Pocket Edition and the PC actually can, which means that you can have skins which have bits that go really far out for the, like actual skin boundary, or go really far within it, or have transparency, and the result of this is some pretty weird, skin effects when you combine them with armor. And in today's video, I figured I'd show off some of the weird effects you get when you combine certain skins with armor, and hopefully you do enjoy today's video. Like if you do like it, because it helps out the channel a lot, and let's know you do enjoy the sort of weirdness to do skins, because as I mentioned before, I don't really care too much for skins, but if you're the sort of person that has a bunch of them, or you just like playing around as, someone from Star Wars or someone from The Simpsons, then you might enjoy today's video as a fun way to, surprise your friends with way different skins looks. Hopefully you do enjoy it. So with that said, let's get straight into the video, and let's start by talking about exactly, what I mean by this, as in like weird outside bits of skins, because the first and easiest way to show off this sort of thing is that certain skins are bigger than the default model, and even though this, bigger bit doesn't actually, it's not it's a physical part of you, like you can hit through it, etc., it does actually go outside the armor sometimes, such as if you're the ocelot, as you can see right here, my tail is actually sticking right out the armor, which means that if you wanted to be entirely hidden and something like that, then you wouldn't actually be able to. Also, if you were like behind a wall or something, the tail would stick out beyond you and you could like reveal your location that way. And it's kind of funny to me that like even as an ocelot, like I'm in this giant armor suit of armor, but also, oh yeah, my tail kind of pokes out. I just find that kind of funny, and this is one of the many examples you get where something kind of sticks off the back of it, such as the cat has the exact same thing. But also if you're wearing a cape, this will also show outside of the skin. As you can see right here, the cape is entirely visible. Anything like that, if it goes outside your regular boundaries by more than a pixel or two, like even if you look, for instance, at the front of the ocelot face, that will go outside like head stuff, because you can see it gets a little bit glitchy right there. Certain things will just go outside armor, and it's kind of fun in that way. But this isn't where the things stop, because you also get certain examples where a skin isn't either entirely visible or is meant to have like different animations, and these will actually flow through to the to the armor. So for instance, if we take I forget which one it's from, I think it's like skin pack 1 we want to go to. Basically, if we take a skin such as the so it's all the way down here. If we take a skin such as like a dolphin or something, so I think skin pack 2 is a good one to go for this, because there's a bunch of it's battle and beasts, I guess it'd be, wouldn't it? Because there's lots of battling and beasts. But yeah, if we go to one of these skin packs, for instance, you can see there's skins like a dolphin, which one of the weird things about these is when you like move left and right, is you only have like one set of legs, because dolphins don't do that. The funny thing about this is it affects the way the armor moves as well, because the armor just attaches to the legs or the arms and something. So if you look at the arms, for instance, first of all, you can see that, oh yeah, these arms, they don't really show through at all. Like you can basically hide your arms with this. But also, if you see when we move, the actual legs will go back and forwards like this. And yeah, this is very different to most skins, which, have like a left arm then a right arm. Yeah, as you can see, the armor moves with it, like the left and the right bit of the chest plate, but also the leggings moving entirely like they would with a dolphin. And it's a very bizarre way to confuse people with your armor. This also applies to skins where they don't move. So, for instance, when you go to the Halloween mashup, the Halloween texture pack, I guess it is, you can see there's one of these skins doesn't actually have any movement whatsoever. I think it might be Dracula, but yeah, I've seen it a few times battle. Basically, this skin won't have the same thing, but this also then applies to skins where you're much bigger than the armor, where the armor just kind of doesn't show. The armor shows like barely at all because your skin is so big. So, for instance, let's take a skin like so we have to go to the Star Wars skin. Let's take a skin like Rancor, for instance. You can see how because you're such a giant skin, the armor is still entirely showing there, but because you're much bigger than it, it just doesn't. Like you can see it's there. You can see he's wearing diamond armor, but his helmet, for instance, is entirely invisible. Like you couldn't spot that at all. His chest plate is only viewing partially because his mouth is there, and it basically just means that you can kind of semi-hide your armor using a skin like this one. But the weird bit than even being able to semi-hide your armor is skins where, there's an inconsistency, because some skins will allow you to entirely hide your armor. So, not hide your armor, like the baby ghast. If you wear this, then even though you're just a tiny little ghast, you still have the entire suit of armor on, which makes no sense because you have no body that's moving right now, but your ghast is doing that. But if you go to a skin like the Star Wars, and I assume the reason this is different is because of licensing agreements, like, they can't make the skin look awful by putting armor all over it. So yeah, if we go to Star Wars, for instance, and then we go to a tiny skin like, let's say, R2-D2, then as you're going to see, R2-D2 just doesn't have the armor visible, and this gives you like a small advantage in PvP, and it's kind of interesting to see to me that like, oh yeah, I'm wearing full diamond armor, but no one has any idea. They just think that I'm an R2-D2 bow right now, which is, again, very bizarre stuff to say the least. But yeah, with that said, as well as having skins where you show pretty much none of it, or in this case, literally none of it, you get skins where the armor shows is actually altered by the skin. So let's face ourselves in first person so you can see this. For instance, if you go to a skin like this, as you can actually see, the level of the helmet will actually raise and fall sometimes. So Actually, in this case, it's just not invisible at all. But yeah, you can see the level of the helmet slowly raises and falls, and this is kind of cool just on regular skins where it goes up and down, like, oh, look, up and then down, then up and then down. But you also get some really, really bizarre ones, and this is one of my favorite ones. The reason I wanted to make this video is, and I actually bought the Simpsons skin pack just to show this off, because if you look at the Simpsons skin pack, you can see how, like, the helmet level, it raises quite a bit for Homer, but then you put it on Marge, and you can see just how high up that helmet is. Like, the helmet isn't even a part of the hittable body, but you can see how, because Marge has the giant hair, the helmet goes all the way up there, and it's just something I really like about this. Also, look, Marge, like, the way her, like, mouth is done is like this. It's really creepy, actually, but still, I really did quite like this as a tiny little touch from the skin pack, but also, as well as that, you can see when you take a skin like Bart, or, like, let's take a smaller skin like Lisa, you can see how the helmet level actually raises significantly below where it normally would be. You know how a Minecraft player is, I think, 1.8 blocks or 1.9. As you can see, the normal level is quite a bit lower right here, and if we take a smaller skin, so I think like Millhouse or something, you can see how the head level lowers quite a bit too. So yeah, if you wanted to see how low and high a helmet can go, the easiest way to show this off is probably with the Simpsons skin pack, which also has another skin where, as you can see, no armor is visible whatsoever. So in case you want to, if you're playing battle and you're playing on casual where you can use any skin, it's actually like some advantage to use a skin like Maggie, because there's no leg movement whatsoever, so you're like less movement whatsoever to be spotted. Only your arms move, and they're very tiny, and also your armor is invisible, so you can kind of hide like that, but it's very weird when you eat. So yeah, with that said, let's show off the last few skins I wanted to go through, which is stuff like the Daleks from the Doctor Who. So the interesting thing about these skins is, first of all, the main Dalek, just no armor is visible whatsoever, even though it's in there, and even your item isn't invisible because, you know, the skin is just that much bigger than a regular, like, body. Like, there's a lot of, like, extra, I guess, like, pixels of this that, like, shouldn't be there and therefore can be hit through. But the weird thing is when you go to Davros, I think he is, the creator of the Daleks, Davros, right here, as you can see, because some of him is visible, it's really cool the way they implemented this, because they made it so his chest plate would be visible in there. So even, they removed the arms from it, but they made it so you can still see the helmet and the chest plate, which means if you want to give people a little bit of insight into you, then you can do it like this. But yeah, you can't see anything inside there. You can only see the helmet and the chest plate, which is a really little weird touch, because it makes me think it's almost an intentional thing. But yeah, basically, the point of this video was to show off that in Minecraft console, these skins can go well outside their normal bounds, and when you combine that with armor, you get some pretty wacky results that I think are kind of cool to check out. Let me know what you think if you have, like, one that you're like, oh yeah, that's amazing, want to see more of that, or if you thought that, this is kind of interesting, but I don't really have skin packs anyway, because honestly, I've said this before, but I only really recommend skin packs, like, the one time if you want to pick up one, because beyond that, do you really need them? But, that's obviously your opinion. Okay, you can see. Same thing where, like, certain things go through it. Like, somehow I've got skis going through diamond boots and stuff like that. Every skin has, like, a weird interaction with it, and, like, this one, just nothing at all. Every skin has, like, a weird interaction with armor, if it goes outside the bounds anyway, and it's always interesting to check these out. So, maybe you'll do it yourself, or maybe you just enjoyed this video. Whichever, I hope you did all enjoy it regardless. Like the video if you did like it, because it helps out the channel a lot, and let's think you do like this sort of video. Share if you really likes it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.